Hi there, my name is Timothy Toy and I'm the broker for Timothy Toy & Associates Realtors. I'm going to give you an update on the real estate market as of now, which is January 2023. So we're in the new year and we're going to look at very briefly at the market last year, 2022, compared with 2021, so that you can be in a better position to make buying and selling decisions for this coming year. Now, last year was a tough year. We saw 13% less homes sell in 22 versus 21. Not as bad as Sonoma County, our county to the south, where the numbers of homes sold dropped 31%. That's dramatic. Why was that? Well, primarily because of inflation. We saw inflation go into the 7s or even the 8s, and then the interest rates on conventional mortgages rose with them. So that they even went into the 7s. Currently, they're in the middle to low 6s. But how does that compare versus a year ago? About double the amount of interest that buyers are having to pay when they're getting a new mortgage. Now, 3% rates were a historical anomaly, and we may never see them again. So it might be something that we have to understand and let recede into the past and adjust to the present. Predictions are that maybe rates will fall into the mid-5s by the end of this year. So what did that do with home prices? Well, prices overall were flat. The average and the median prices are pretty much the same, 21 versus 22, though I would say probably they're down a few percentage points at this time. So they are effectively cheaper if you're looking to buy something. Now, if you are a buyer and you're being stung by the higher interest rates you have to pay, keep in mind that rental properties are returning around 6 or 7%, which is about the interest rate on mortgages. And I would suggest that instead of just looking at the interest rate and compare it with what it used to be, look at your real cost, renting versus buying. And I think you'll find in most cases that it's still, even with the higher interest rates, economically smart for you to buy a home if you can, rather than continuing to rent and pay the mortgage for the landlord. Speaking of landlords, some of our sellers, because the market's slower, are deciding to take their property off the market and rent, because they can still get 6 to 7% return on their rent and rental income, that is. And so the inventory is still relatively low. Now, inflation is not a bad thing if you're a property owner, because that's going to push up the cost of replacement. And the secondhand home sale prices has to reflect the cost of replacement. So it doesn't mean it's directly tied with it year by year, but overall, if the cost of replacement is going up, then that's going to tend to pull home prices up. So that's a basic overview of the market right now. So I would say if you're a buyer, really consider it. Don't just sit on the sidelines. We're in January now. We're in the first part of January, so we're not sure altogether what the market's going to be doing. We've had some horrendous stormy, rainy weather that will tend to keep people from looking at homes. We're over that, so we'll see what happens from this point on. If you are thinking about the market crashing, we get that question from time to time because people can remember 2008. The evidence for anything like that happening at this time is just not there. The relative home prices are well below where they were in 2008, and the mortgage industry is a lot more conservative than it was then. So I wouldn't expect that to happen. And there's always a danger of sitting on the sidelines hoping something's going to happen when it never does. And by the way, if you would like a lower interest rate, take advantage of the fact that home prices are down now. Look around, see what you can get. And when interest rates go lower, just refinance. It costs about $3,000. So if you're at a point where the interest rates are lower than what your current mortgage rate is, and it's worth $3,000 to refinance, just go ahead and do that and take advantage of the lower prices right now. So hopefully that helps. If you need any more help, feel free to contact me or any of our colleagues. Thank you.